Hi, it's Charlotte, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be sitting down and doing my makeup. I kind of wanted to sit down and use more of my makeup products that I haven't used in quite a while. I feel like in 2020 I kind of just used the same products over and over, so I've gotten some oldies but goodies out of my collection to use today. I also wanted to try out a few things, so for Christmas I got this BeautyBay eyeshadow palette, and I've never used BeautyBay eyeshadows before, so I'm really excited to use this. It is going to be quite a neutral look because it's me, but I mean, if you would still like to see me using that, then I'm going to be using this on my eyes. And on top of that, I'm going to literally butcher the name. I want to say the brand is Duaiu. It's Duaiu makeup brushes basically, and they asked if they could send me some makeup brushes. I was like, are they white and gold? And they were like, yes. So I was like, okay. That sounds like so random, but they look like this. How pretty. I was like, okay, they look beautiful. Like, I'm really sorry, but I am someone who likes their makeup brushes to look a little bit pretty. I mean, they've got to work as well, but yeah, they kindly gifted these to me, so I really want to test these out today as well with my full face of makeup. So yeah, if you'd like to see that, then please carry on watching. Do I start with my eyeshadow? Am I gonna do anything that adventurous? First off, I'm going to use a primer. So I'm going to use the Ciate Watermelon Burst Primer. This is honestly like the most hydrating primer. I love it so much. I really need like a better place to put my mirror because it's all the way down here and it's not the best. I honestly just look at my skin. It's like it's just had a drink. Also, I have done my brows today before I came on camera because I just kind of thought, I'm doing eyeshadow, testing makeup brushes, where does brows time with that? And I'm pretty sure my brow routine would have gone up before this video, so that is basically what I did with my brows. If you would like to go see that, I will link it down below. And it's just, I have been doing them differently recently, so there we go. Next up, I'm like, what foundation do I want to go in with? I think I might go in with my Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation. Haven't picked this up in a hot minute, and I remember I used to really like it, so I'm like, why haven't I been using it? I'm going to try and use as many of these makeup brushes as possible. I think there are 15, so I might not be able to use all of them. I'm like, what brush could be good for foundation? I feel like this, maybe? I'm not too sure. We'll try both. We've got this one, which is probably like the biggest rounded brush, and then there's this like smaller one which looks a bit more like a stippling, so I'm probably going to try using both and see how we get on. I really hope I like this as much as I remember liking it. Actually, do you know what? I think I'm going to carry on using this rounded one. I was thinking about the stippling one, but actually I'm really enjoying using this one. I'll tell you what, I definitely have forgotten how much I like this, and I really like that brush. I'm usually such a beauty blender person, like I literally put everything on with a beauty blender. I feel like it looks a bit it's like a bit yellowy for me. Oh no, it's because I'm wearing a pink bodysuit, so I was comparing my skin colour to my bodysuit. That's why I thought I looked yellow. I really like that brush, that's nice. Next, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I haven't used this in ages as well. I mean, that is the kind of the point of this video, is like makeup that I know I love, but I just haven't used in ages because I just can't be bothered to change up my makeup bag apparently. Do I attempt to use a flat brush? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I might spray it with something first. I'm going to spray it with a bit of my Benefit Professional spray. swear that's so much more coverage than I usually get from my beauty blender. Oh my god, I literally don't get that coverage from a beauty blender. Have I been doing it wrong? So that's the concealer done and blended in. I'm actually quite surprised. I'm like, why haven't I used this before? Why have I been using a beauty blender all these years? I mean, admittedly, I do usually like quite a natural coverage. I'm like, hello? I'm sorry, like, look at my under eyes. Like, why did I think this would go so wrong? I don't know, something about using a brush under my eyes just scares me. But literally, look. Why are, like, using brushes and not using sponges suddenly making my makeup routine amazing? Right, I'm gonna set all of this pretty quick before anything bad happens. I'm gonna use the YSL Soufflé powder under my eyes and the Fenty Beauty butter powder on the rest of my face. There only seems to be one brush that I can use, which is this one, which I think will be amazing under the eyes. It might take a while to set the rest of my face though. So in the end, I'm looking a lot less glowy than before, aren't I? Which makes me really sad, but at the same time, I don't want my makeup to fall off. Actually, that powder brush kind of worked really perfect over the face. If anything, it was a little too big for under the eyes, but actually as a face brush, it actually worked really well. I'm now going to bronze with the Physicians Butter Bronzer. Ugh, I love this so much. When I went to the US and bought makeup from there, this was probably like the best thing I discovered because you can buy it here now, luckily. I just love it so, so much. We have this like tapered brush, which to me kind of looked better for blush, but there isn't really anything else that I can use for bronzer. So I guess we're going to use this and then possibly the stippling for blush, or if not, I can use it as a 2-in-1. So we'll see. I'm going to use this as a bronzer brush first. I'm a little bit scared to use this because I'm so used to using like a really thin bronzer brush, but I guess we'll see. We're going to leave it there. I realise that that isn't much at all, but I'm not really like an over bronzy person anyway, and I feel like I could just easily go too far, and honestly when you go too far with bronzer there's no going back. Right, I'm going to admit to you, I started to use my own bronzer brush because it just, I felt like actually, I don't know what you call it, on my cheekbones, it actually did an okay job. However, I could just not get anything on my forehead, like I just couldn't get any bronzer off. So it is quite a dense brush, that one. I don't know if maybe this fluffy one, the one I use for powder, maybe that one would be better for bronzer. Probably, but then at the same time I just didn't want to use both for the same thing. I'm not too sure. I prefer my own bronzer brush, alas. I'm now going to do blush, which I'm now kind of thinking the tapered blush. The tapered blue. I'm going to use the stippling one. Let's do it. I'm kind of thinking Burt's Bees in Toasted Cinnamon as, oh my god, that did not sound good. It's this beautiful like bronzy blush shade basically. I'm going to try and go ahead with this stippling brush because I feel like, I don't know, I have high hopes for it. I probably shouldn't say that because that's probably jinxing it, but we're going to go with it. Oh wow, that packed it on all in one place. I just realised that you only meant to use stippling brushes for cream blush. I'm just thinking about it now, I'm like, people don't really use it for powder blush, do they? That looks really pretty, and also I think I've forgotten how beautiful this blush is. Ooh, this is very different for me. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. Usually I literally put blush everywhere, all over my cheeks, all over my nose, everywhere. But today I was like, oh yeah, well, you know, we'll do it a bit up here, up on the cheekbones. I really, really like it. The brush does pack it on quite a bit, like it doesn't disperse it the best. However, to blend it out, we got there in the end. Might not have gotten there straight away, but we got there in the end. Oh my god, this shade has to go back in my makeup bag. Like, that is just beautiful. I really hope it's coming across on camera because sometimes my blush doesn't. I think next I'm going to go in with a teeny bit of highlighter, just because I'm feeling it. You know, just feeling it. Plus, we get this little awesome fan brush, so I've got to test that out. This is the Sofax Revolution highlighter palette, and we are going to use one of these. Don't know. Oh my god, can you even see that? I'm feeling like these two goldy shades. I feel like that might be too dark by itself, so I might mix them. Beaut. Beaut. So that is the highlighter. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Maybe I need to start getting back into highlighter because I just haven't been wearing it at all. But that is super pretty, so I really like that. I think I want to go on to the eyes now using this beautiful palette. I actually can't wait to use this. I'm really excited. I've heard good things about BeautyBay eyeshadows. This is the 42 colour palette in Origin. I don't really know what different ones there are. Like, is Origin the name of the palette? I think. Oh my god, look at this look at this huge mirror. So look at these eyeshadows. Honestly, I haven't had such a big palette since, like, I used to have like the Morphe O palette, or the Morphe, you know, the orangey palette that like everyone had. I used to have that. Oh my god, it smells like, I'm not too sure what it smells like, but it smells like something weird. I haven't had like a big palette in such a long minute. A hot minute. So yeah, I mean, obviously this section up here is speaking to me, and I'm like, do I do my own thing or do I do what it tells me to do? Because it has like a little thing down here and each column is meant to be like a look. Should I do what it tells me to? I feel like I should, because then at least like I'm properly testing it out. So which one shall I go for? I quite like the look of this row, this third row. It's like a bit more like pinky nudes, like warm browns, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Of course, using the eyeshadow brushes from Duaiu. I really hope these eyeshadow brushes are good, because I mean, it's not really the best thing, is it, testing new eyeshadow brushes and a new palette, because if one of them's bad then you won't know which one it is, but it's fine. This is like more of a flat fluffy brush. Actually, you know what, I might zoom you in. There we go, you can see all the gauze and pores. So I'm first going to go in with this shade, which is the base shade. So I'm assuming I'm just sort of meant to take it on a brush and, I don't know, sort of just wash it over my eyes, like, we're just going to see. I don't know if that's what it means by base, like just covering your eyelid with it. Let's hope so. Then I'm going to take a more fluffy brush and take this shade here. I'm going to go back to using this mirror because this mirror is like absolutely huge. So there we go, that is that shade there. I actually think it's really pretty. Definitely a lot more colour than I would usually put on my eyes. That sounds dramatic, but it's true. I then think I'm going to take probably a little bit more of a thinner brush and go in with this shade here, which is meant to go in the crease. So I actually think I'm going to go back to this thin fluffy brush, which I used at the start, and just put this in my crease. This is quite pretty. I'm liking these shades, and also these brushes are working absolutely fine. just as well as any of my other like Morphe brushes or anything, and the eyeshadows are, I think, working pretty well as well. So I'm then going to be taking this shade and using it as a liner. I literally never do shadow liner. Like, I get jealous of people that can do it well, but I don't know. I've just gotten into gel liner, so I guess we'll see how I am at shadow liner. We have got this little eyeliner brush, so I'm going to use that. It is quite a thick liner brush, so I am a little bit worried. I mean, we might just have some thick liner. So I'm really sorry, my camera stopped recording. I don't know when, but I basically just finished my shadow liner and it was like a little bit off, so I used some concealer to clean it up. I do really like it. I definitely wouldn't wear this on a daily basis, but if I was like going out or dressing up a little bit, I do actually really like this eyeshadow look so far. I'm a little bit nervous for the next bit because it's like I'm going to have to put a glitter on my eye and I'm like, I might choose a different one. It wants me to use the pinky one, but I'd rather use a goldy one. So it wants me to use this one, but I love the look of that one. I tell you what, I will use the one that they tell me to. If I think it's a little bit too much, might drift into the gold a little bit, I don't know, because the gold just looks so pretty. But obviously this is meant to be like a pinky eye look. I am just going to use my finger because I just know, you know. I don't know if you can see that. That is the shade that I'm going to be putting on my eyes. It's not usually a colour I'd go for, but it is really pretty. Oh, that's much better. Okay, I'm putting on one of the lighter, like glittery shades. This is more me. Okay, I'm just going to carry this on. Oh, that is so much better. Okay, I am sorry. I wish I could have stayed with the other look, but it was just a bit too much for me, like, personally. This is something a lot more like I would wear out. I do prefer to have like a brightening shade in the middle, in the corner of my eye, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm now going to go away and do my mascara and I will be right back. So there we go, that is the end of my makeup look. I've just popped on my Fenty clear lip gloss. As obviously I don't usually do this much with my eyeshadow, so I was like, we're gonna go basic with the lips today. I actually really like this eyeshadow look. Again, and you know, I would not wear it on a daily basis, definitely. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I do really like it and I think it's really pretty. I've also put on lower lash mascara today, which I never do. Just never do. It's just never a good idea. I just end up with panda eyes. I've yet to find a mascara that can last on my lower lashes, but I thought, I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury mascara, so I thought, you know what, we'll let it have its moment, you know, we'll give her a go. I absolutely love that eyeshadow palette. I must admit, it's probably not going to be my most used eyeshadow palette, by no means. I mean, I'm not going to be doing this every single day, I mean, I'm just not that kind of gal, but when I do want to get a little bit dressed up and do a nice eye look, I think I would definitely be using that palette because it's really, really pretty and pigmented. Also really enjoyed using these makeup brushes. So I was just looking at where you can buy these. So it's a 15-piece brush set and you can get it for $7.99 from Amazon. I will leave any other links down below if I can find anywhere else where you can buy these, but I'm pretty sure that's like the main, like, easiest place to get them and probably the cheapest. But yeah, I really enjoyed using these. Obviously there are a lot of different like sort of sizes and you can decide what's best for which. I obviously tried to get a use out of all of them. I pretty much used most of these brushes, but aside from that I just think they're so pretty, and a brush being pretty and works is just a tick in my book. So yeah, I think these are really good brushes, especially if you're like a beginner, you're just getting into makeup, because they're not too expensive, but you get quite a lot of brushes, so I would definitely recommend these. Aside from that, that's the end of this video. Please let me know if you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!